Right, watch this.
I don't know if you got enough there.
Watch.
2.
It's gone for a double dip. We are back in the wake of a last-minute draw from a bicycle kick from Romero. We're going to talk about all sorts. I've got 4 nominees for the Jim Big Laugh Award this week, which I've never seen before. We talk title race. Yeah. We're going to talk about, I've got maybe a new bit called Somehow. Backsack and Crack is back, which we'll get to pretty quickly. But and of course, Keep It Cumberland with we've got a guy who certain moisties or certain slugs often, become known for certain things. We have a new person who will be known as the food guy because it's his second appearance on the channel doing something with food. And he will be attempting the 12 in 12 Cumberland Sausage Challenge.
We've worked out that's 800 grams of meat.
Yes. And what I will say is it's under 12 minutes. It is under 12 minutes and he does complete it. But there's an outrageous technique used. And he goes through a struggle, let's say, at the 5-minute mark. So all that to enjoy and so much more. We are with our beloved Moisties, and Flav's actually just revealed some exclusive chat there that you lot, because you're dry, aren't allowed to have it, whereas one of our Moisties put it beautifully. Flav is safe in the bosom of the Moisties, and so he's been able to reveal that. Anyway, yesterday I messaged you. I watched the second half of Spurs Newcastle, and I messaged you about when you wanted to do the pod, literally as Newcastle scored. And I thought,
yeah, mate.
It turns out you're on train.
No. I was home by then. I missed about, I think I managed to capture about 15 minutes of footage and then a vast majority of radio. I tried to watch it on a stream on my phone, but it's just a nightmare.
Do you know what, the amazing thing about radio, and I'm showing my age here, I remember QPR playing Oldham away, or maybe Cardiff in when we were in League One, Division 2 as it was. And I remember listening to the whole game just like in the house, and it's so vivid, the game, to me. And I somehow I can't see the goals, but I can. It's a bit like a dream.
Yeah, it's also like the most anxious way to absorb a football match because you can't see it. A commentator has to be so much more descriptive. They have to paint the picture of what's happening in your head.
Completely different skill.
They do it with. It is a great skill, and actually, you'd often find commentators that are really good at radio are not great with TV. Or in boxing, there was a guy called Mike Costello who was considered the elite boxing caller on radio, right? Mm-hmm. And he got a job with DAZN when DAZN launched, and he was their lead commentator, and it just didn't work. And the reason why is he couldn't get out of the way of the action. You can see it. You need to. We did. Sorry, I'm all over the place here, but we did an excellent podcast, the Lab podcast with Rob Daly, who's not only does Champions League commentary, but he's also Spurs' official commentator for all the Spurs TV and stuff. Yeah. We're really lucky because he is amazing, this guy, and really lovely chap as well. But we were talking about this, and he's like, we were talking about the art of commentary, and you've done that. You've done this as well with
Seb. Yeah, we've had
Seb. Yeah. So there is. You need to know when you need to speak and when you let the action breathe, right, and the crowd and the noise.
You've got to hold and give and do it at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what Costello couldn't do is get out of the fucking way.
Oh, really? Couldn't that right?
Yeah. He was calling everything. Like, we can see it. And there's a double jab to the body, right hook, nice weave, left weave. Like, it was like,
right, it's just enough, Mike. Yeah.
Just shut your fucking mouth.
Do you know who I saw about a few weeks ago in London? It's bizarre that I've seen him twice. The guy who famously said at a hotel, you're going to need a bigger plate. The boxer presenter guy. Anyone who knows knows. Also, just then, I had a flash forward. So sometimes you have a flashback. I had a flash forward just then because when I did the line from "you got to give and take and do it at the right time," I then thought of you. In about about 6 months, I guess a bit more, when it's the World Cup, when at some point you're going to send me a voice note saying, but I know they can play.
I know
with England.
they can play. Yeah, you will 100% get that voice note. Can I say something, Jim?
Yes, you can. Ashes tonight?
Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. It's a day-nighter as well.
Cock it back
Jim.
and flick it forward.
That ball is going to swing all over the shop. It's going to go all over the shop.
Anyway.
It's going to be disgusting. Anyway, you're going to be looking and go, this is magic. This isn't cricket. Anyway, Jim, can we just, for a moment, just for the Premier League?
Oh, right, yeah.
What a league.
Yeah.
What a league.
Great league.
What a league.
5-1? No. 5-4.
What, Fulham? What, nearly pegging back? Manchester champions? No, not even. How would you describe them?
One of the dynasties of the decade of the 20s.
Or going 5-1 up, and Fulham have gone, nah. Do you know what? We're going to give this a go.
Lovely moment where the Man City fans were doing the Poznan, and then about 20 minutes later they're going,
oh, shit. Why is there no gimmies in the Premier League? So what you're watching Manchester City and you're watching Fulham, and I was at a point where that match was like Fulham were on top, and even I was going, maybe we should turn the Spurs game off and put the City game on.
That is a tricky predicament that you're in as a Spurs fan when you're going, guys, it's got to 5-4 in the Fulham Man City game. I bet there were Spurs fans that went, do you know what, lads? No, I get it. Turn it over. It's fine. I recommend it'll be what it'll be.
When Gimaresh scored his penalty, I just thought, we're never going to get back here. But what's great about this is that largely the Spurs, as I understand, the Spurs and Newcastle game was pretty dull. Or it was competitive, but not necessarily very exciting. The minute Manchester City ended, then we're like, all right, we better do something now. And then there were 4 goals in the last 20 minutes.
True, yeah.
So,
actually, I mean, to be fair, I was watching Fulham Man City for the bulk of it. I had it on Newcastle Spurs initially for a bit. Spurs were struggling. And then I went and put it on Man City Fulham, and then that was class. And then turned it up, and then it went back to it, and it was brilliant. So wall-to-wall Premier League entertainment and action. Do you know what, I tweeted, Kevin is class. And I haven't seen him properly in the Premier League, but I'd seen for podcasts and stuff. And Chukwueze was great as well, who's a FM legend for me for QPR. But Kevin, I looked at clips of him. I think he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, and I was thinking, ooh, you don't really know what you're doing, but you're a live wire. And then in that game, he was sensational. But an unwritten rule that was put to me, forgive me, I can't remember your name, on one of my replies to my tweet was that, like, Jim, what do you expect? He's a Brazilian with a geezer's name.
A single name.
Unwritten rule, isn't it? A single, boring, kind of English geezer name. Like, you will be a solid footballer.
Yeah, I mean, what are some?
Kevin's got aura, says Ben. How many? Is there a Kevin with more aura than this Kevin? Maybe Kevin Bacon.
No. Kevin is an awful name. But let's be honest. Yeah. No one's called. You never contemplated calling Koa Kevin.
No. Do you know? Yeah. That's I'd love to. If last year we did some videos of people asking their missus for what was it, for a blowy, essentially, wasn't it?
Was that our bit?
Yeah, it was like quick knock.
No, I think what it was, Jim, is no. The thing is, I think what we were talking about is it's weird, isn't it? Because you, as a man, you can't just go, "Can I have a blowjob?"
Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Some of the things we've done over the years.
These are things you can't say. You can't ask, no matter how long you've been with your wife, you can't just go to her, can I have a blowjob? And we challenged our male listeners to just ask, very simply, very casually, out of nowhere, can I have a blowjob?
I couldn't have a...
blowjob.
So if anyone's maybe new option for this is if anyone's doing this, Kevin McAllister had aura. You're right. If anyone's got sort of expecting a child and they don't know the sex yet, or they know it's going to be a boy, could you just film yourself putting forward the name Kevin and see what your missus' reaction is like.
Yeah, that would be good.
Or just I've just got a list of have a list of like sort of dull name, because there's, and I like this name, by the way, and I've got friends who've got it, but there's lots of names that end in A or O. There's lots of Leos, there's lots of Joshuas, there's lots of there's not lots of Co's, there's only one, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of those kind of names out there because people want something that's got a little bit more sauce to it. But I'd love to see a video of someone going, I've got a few names. I was thinking it'd be great, Kevin, and just see what the reaction is. I'd love to. Ian would be good. Yeah, get Ian in there. Phil.
I want to know. I don't reckon there's a single Kevin listening to this podcast. They're dying out. They should be dying out if they're not. I'm willing to. It's not even my name, but some people call me Gary.
Yeah.
I
thought about this the other day. I've never met a bad Gary. I honestly had this thought the other day. All the Garys I know are great.
Yeah, your dad is a legend. I mean, so
he's a good lad as well. Let's play.
Anyway,
let's do. I'll tell you what. We'll do Jim Big Laugh Award, and then we're going to do back, sack, or crack. And then I would like to ask if Chelsea are in the title race or not, because I had a good chat with Carell Prince last night on the phone, and who's got great football chat. He's good. He's going to go far. Oh, he's already gone far.
HMRC.
Yeah, he's really interesting to chat to. Like, he's class.
He is cleaned up.
But we've got the Christmas quiz coming soon.
I'm going to be there,
and you're going to be there. And Carell's going to give us a special round of who claimed this but actually didn't do it. He's going to do that for us.
Can you reveal who else is there? I mean, I can put the pressure.
I'm going to reveal it, and I'll put the pressure on so that they don't flake.
All right.
So the teams are. We're recording it on Monday. We've got me and Flav. Come on. Quizmaster this year is victory. The Quizmaster this year, who's been sort of pushing to have a go and seems to want to sort of get in the spotlight more and more, which is concerning, is producer Kai. So he's going to be doing the questions and the big fat quiz of the year.
Do you find him quite hard to understand? Like, I get about 3 and 10 words. I get what he's saying.
I'm not sure if Kai listens to the pod or not, but I tell you what we should do.
Of course he don't. It's big time now. There was a time when he wouldn't do anything but listen to the pod.
Busy.
Same with that fucking wanker Ben Bowman. It's too big time. It's too busy for us.
There's a bit of truth in that. The wanker bit. The wanker was there's a bit of anger there.
I'm taking all my jobs, Ben. In fact, I had a fright the other day, mate. I was like, the Athletic just released, and I was like, I didn't even know this was happening. Why haven't they told me?
The Athletic what?
Well, the Athletic, not the Athletic, what must I say? The Overlap. The Overlap released on Monday.
Yeah.
They hadn't even mentioned it was happening, Jim. I didn't even know it was happening. It came out, and I was like, holy shit, I'm dead in the water. And then I realised there's no Spurs, because Spurs are so shit and uninteresting. There's
you had a week off.
There's no. So I'm hoping that either that or I am dead in the water. I don't know. One of the two. We'll find out.
Hey, well, there'll always be a place in the Christmas quiz for you, mate. All right, so don't worry about that.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
What was I going to say? So Kai's gonna be doing the questions this year. Let's see how he gets on. But yeah, I was gonna say you could you could just go. Can you ask that again, but slower? You could just keep doing that little power move if you want it. But be careful. He's the quizmaster, isn't he? Probably want to get him on side. So our opponents will be Neve and Ellis Platten. They're going to be a team. And we've got... So Carell, all being well, is going to make it to do a special round. But he's got to do something else before coming down. And then we're going to have... I don't know if you know Ollie Thomas. Ollie Thomas is a Crystal Palace fan. Very funny.
I've seen his TikToks.
He's class. So Ollie's going to be on with Liez. I'm scared. Liaz is really good at quizzes. Yes, but he did lose to me and Flav 2 years ago. So he'll be out for revenge.
Yeah, we smashed him up.
So we'll see how we get on. There'll be aura everywhere. Won't there, Flav?
There'll be
aura everywhere. Won't there?
Won't there? Because why is that, Jim?
Speaking of aura, This podcast is sponsored by Aura Frames.
Actually, this is quality. I'm not just. This is going to get a few of you out of a pickle,
mate. Facts.
Aura Frames is a superb product that we are absolutely delighted to be partnered with. Now, what you're looking at now is an interactive picture frame, right? This isn't just your standard thing. This is a way for you. Look at us. There's me. There's Jim. I think that's Rory Jennings. There's a show here. That's the Ripple Effect show at the World Cup. That's us doing wonderful things. There's John. Who's that? There's me and Rory. Taps off. Taps off. It's England, Slovakia. Look at that. Did you see that little emoji go?
I know.
There's little hearts came up. There's me and Jim as well, travelling. What else we got there? There's me and Jim again, cleaning up. Thomas Frank and James. That is like, oh, come on. Stop it, James. This is getting sickly now. Look at it. Imagine then, right, what that could mean for your mum. Obviously, those are just pictures of me and Jim, but with Aura Frames at Christmas, you can make a very special woman very, very happy.
Oh, man.
And do you know what I was thinking recently, right, Jim, is that what do your parents want? As you get older, what do your parents want? They want to be connected to you you get older. Imagine you're on holiday, right? And what you can do with this is you can upload pictures live to this frame anytime. So your mum, you're traveling around the world, or you might have gone on holiday to Bulgaria, or you might be sunning yourself in Ibiza, whatever it might be. Your parents want to know what you're up to.
Yeah.
They want to know that.
Right, yeah. I mean, be careful with that. If you are in Ibiza, like having,
right. Maybe. All right. You're hiking in the Peak District.
Add photos responsibly.
You know, your mum's sitting there and she's on the sofa, and her frame, the Aura frame, gets updated live depending on what you're doing. That's what your parents want. They want a portal into your life. That's why they're all calling every 2 minutes. So why not this Christmas make your mum a very happy person?
Yeah,
there's unlimited photos, Jim. You can
unlimited photos. Like. You can collaborate, and other people can add photos. So that's really nice. It took me 4 minutes to set it up, and then add photos, which you can do with your phone. And then you have different options for like, is it 15 seconds, 1 minute in terms of it changing all the time? Or if you just want it to stay on one, it can as well. And you can update really quickly and see pictures that, like, I just added all those ones from like me and Flav. Like, that's over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's really nice to see those pictures again of those moments. And it takes you back to the Euros where Jude Bellingham scores a goal in the last minute. And we go to extra time. We have those moments. Yeah. So, and let's look, cards on the table, right?
Mum's are tricky to buy for.
Yeah. We're all struggling. We're all struggling to go, what can I get them that they're going to be happy with? I'm on the ropes. What is good about this is that you can get it all set up and then gift it to them, and all the pictures are on there as they open the present on Christmas Day. So it's an absolute tap-in.
Yeah. Can I tell you something, Jim?
Go on.
You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it with Aura Frames.
Nice. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.co.uk to get £35 off Aura's best-selling carver matte frames. Named the top frame by The Independent by using the promo code JAFFEN at checkout. That's AURA frames.co.uk, promo code JAFFEN. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays and support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Yeah, just watch this drive. Just watch it. Just watch this drive. There it is. Whack, straight through the middle. And I get to relive that.
I can't believe you're putting pictures of yourself.
I just saw it. I checked it out. No, it's just, I'm gonna change it up, which I can do really quickly. And you can have like different like photo books essentially. Honestly, I was bloody impressed.
It is a really good product. Support the podcast and buy your mum a superb present. We have solved buying your mum a present for Christmas. There you go.
Yeah, you're done. Right, back, sack and crack. Would you like to? So I don't know if you remember back, sack and crack, Flav. But it goes a little something like this. Back, sack, so you have the decision, and Thomas Frank needs to be obviously the right one to put forward this week. Back, sack and crack consists of: would you like to back him in the January window? Would you like to sack him? Or are we just living through cracks? Living through these merely cracks, and you need to just wait a second.
Cracks are a part of life. They're a part of any managerial,
What's been the fallout from, obviously we listened to it on the radio. It was one of those ones where obviously the weekend was awful. Yeah. And if you want it to be better, this wasn't a giant leap towards it, but at least you didn't lose.
Yes, that's correct. You've nailed it. That's exactly what. Yeah, that's exactly what people are saying.
Okay,
Jim,
George Penn saying sack one of the moisties.
There's a lot of people saying sack. We're working with a organisation. You've worked with them as well, Jim, called Fan Narrative, and one of the things they do for us is canvas support, canvas questions and canvas ideas and supporter opinion. And what we get doing on a weekly basis with Fan Narrative is they're giving us, whether people want him sacked or want him, is it sack or is it keep? And after 14 games, it's still 40-odd% want him out, which is insane. And as a comparison, we did something similar last year with Ange Postecoglou this calendar year, and it was a 90% approval. 90%. Wow. I think a lot of people were blaming Levy for everything. I think Daniel Levy was taking a lot of responsibility, a lot of blame. But for that, this many people to be considering whether or not Frank is the right man for the job is insane very quickly. And it also means that it's a lot of people. Like, you're talking about tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, half the fan base, pretty much. This isn't just the whims of some loudmouth on Twitter or on YouTube spouting some stuff about hating Thomas Frank. This is the general feeling of a fan base, which it's not necessarily reactive. And something else which is telling, The Athletic, they also did a poll. It was published yesterday of the happiness levels of every team in the league. So number one was Sunderland, number two was Arsenal, and you can kind of work out the rest. Spurs were last, 20th, most unhappiest.
I'm not surprised by that. I think that's one where I get how people are feeling about Frank, and it's a hard watch. It is a hard watch at the moment. But I think it goes both ways, doesn't it? Like, because of the difficulty of, and basically 2025 has been rubbish for you.
Apart
and
from
I think that's playing.
League.
I think that's like leaking in. Yeah, that's true. That's true, of course. But but generally, it was like one spike, isn't it? It's like one amazing spike and even that performance was like not glorious. It was just
awful.
Yeah,
there was elements of. There was something about it that you could hold on to, like the spirit to not lose.
Yeah,
right?
and you get the victory overall, changes everything, doesn't it? But yeah, I do think a lot of that has been carried over into Thomas Frank, which is understandable. And I just think I can't figure out if it's a good squad or not. Like when it's looking bad, it looks really bad, and you go, "Oh, you're like everyone just seems to dwarf." And then when they're playing a bit better, you go, "Oh no, like Porro's a good player, and Romero and Van der Ven, they're pretty decent. Bergval's really exciting." Like it's tricky. It's very, very tricky.
I look. I before the season started, I thought that squad was good enough to finish top six, and I think it still is. But the problem, the reason why there's an element of frustration around Frank is two main issues, and they may be relevant, they may not. But this is what we're talking about. Losing to Arsenal 4-1 and playing that way it's unforgivable, in my opinion. Like, I know we've spoken about it before.
Yeah, fair.
I won't go over it again. But that damaged him deeply. That had massive implications. The fact that he went there and he was scared. That's what it felt like. And you don't do that. You lose 5-1 having a go. You do not shut up shop against them and not not even scratch their face.
That's hard to wash away, isn't it?
It's impossible to take. You cannot take that, right? Because there is a 120-year rivalry that means that isn't acceptable. Which is why the North London derby is for a lot of people, their favourite game to watch of the season. It's because both teams will not do that.
Yeah.
They will go, right? And Frank, that's not his job. That's not his job, is to represent the history and the tradition. His job is to make sure that he sets up in a way that he thinks is the best way to set up, regardless of the noise. And I appreciate that. But there are consequences for that. And that is, the reaction to the result. So having a back five with a double pivot that screens the defence is not, it's a back seven. essentially.
Yeah, I hear it.
We have players on the bench that we deem to be exciting and we want to see, but they're not starting. So Xavi Simons, Tell, Odebear has a little bit. But when they do start, it's in front of a back seven, essentially. The space between Bentancur and Paulinho, and yesterday Sarr and Bentancur, and the forwards is gargantuan.
It does feel like you're playing uphill.
Yes.
That's what when I watch Spurs, I feel like you're playing uphill.
Yeah, and that compounded by the most expensive season tickets in the league.
That's the big. I mean, that's being used a lot, and rightly, I get it, rightly so.
3 wins at home in a year. 3 wins in the league at home. That is, for some people, I've mentioned this a lot, £800 a win.
Yeah.
And you have no given right to do that, but you do have. If you're asked to pay those kind of prices, you're going to be frustrated. If you're treated like consumers and customers, and the product isn't right, what do? You write a complaint. You boo.
Yeah. You must have chatted a lot about the Vicario booing.
Yeah, we've got a new name for Ben Bowman.
Ben Booman.
Ben Booman.
Is it?
No. He said, and this is a lot of people. I didn't boo. I understand.
You start with that, don't you? You would start with that. No, I didn't boo. Okay.
Yeah. So the Vicario. There is something deeply wrong at Spurs at the moment, because we are so unhappy, and I've never known a Spurs fan base to boo the mistake of a player. I've known us to boo a player who's disrespected the shirt, like Hossam Ghali. He got booed a lot. He got booed significantly because he threw the shirt at Martin Yol after being substituted. You can't do that.
No.
But Vicario didn't mean to make a mistake.
Yeah. I find it ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But I don't even think they were booing him, really. I think everyone was just, whoever did get involved in that, and it was sizable because everyone heard it. I think they're just fucking angry about stuff.
Isn't there something, and this might be a bit, if anyone's got any thoughts on it, isn't booing just wonderfully childish? Like grown men go, like, boo! No, boo to you, boo! It's brilliant when you really think about it.
Think about the QPR man. Get back at it!
You see me? Get the fuck out of it! Yeah, I miss him.
But this is it. Football fans aren't. This is supposed to be.
So hang on. What did Ben Booman say? What did Ben Booman say? He said it's okay, did he? You can't boo a goalie when he's just made a mistake by mistake. That's so counterintuitive.
Can I look? Let's be clear here, because this is a popular podcast, right? So I don't want to throw him under the bus or anything like that. No, I think he made an argument that, given the frustrations of the fan base and what's happening, and we consistently losing to teams we think we should beat, that the frustration had boiled over, and Vicario has made several mistakes that have created an issue. And he's like, I didn't boo, but I'm not, I don't hate the fact that people booed. That was, I think, was his angle.
Right. Yeah,
but,
and I guess
look at TikToks, like, he'll be addressed on there.
Yeah, sometimes it's one of those things where you're booing about that, but you're not booing about that. It's like an argument that's sort of like built up over time.
So the answer is, Jim.
Yeah, are you backing?
No,
we're
not.
Or are you cracking?
No, I am frustrated. There's no denying that. And the Arsenal game really deeply affected how I felt about Thomas Frank. Someone called me out and said, you backed Ange for way past when you should have done. How have you turned on Frank so early?
Interesting.
And he's right. 13 games. I'm surprised at how I feel. And I'm conscious of the fact that people are listening to the podcast, and if I get it wrong, I want to come across as measured and absorbing of enough information to make the right statement, right? Not like a politician, but I just want to represent myself correctly, which is why I hate doing instant match reactions. We do them on Patreon, right? I love them when we win. It's easy when we win, but we're not winning. And so I'm emotional after a game. And I say things after a game that I don't mean, and I publish it. I have to publish it.
Yep.
And then the morning after, I feel completely different.
Yeah.
And that's that that's how I feel about the situation normally, once you've had time to absorb it. And so the point I'm making here, Jim, is that while I'm super frustrated with Thomas Frank, I don't, for a number of reasons, don't want him sacked. I want him just to do better. And he must be given time to do better. And I just don't have the energy for another manager right now.
Interesting.
I can't do this again. I can't go through this cycle again. I asked our mutual friend, Adam Rosenbaum, goes to Brentford, home and away. And he said, I'm going to watch the game, trying to figure out what's going on at Spurs. And he essentially said, it's quite long, but he said, you look pretty toothless going forward, very little threat. Also, just seem like your players are losing all their one-on-ones. Yeah, our duels are a big issue. At Brentford, we were physical as fuck. Used to get crosses in for fun. Wingers were constantly attacking their fullback. Midfield with industrious, and our midfield was industrious and usually put up a pretty solid battle, even if we didn't have the quality. He said Brennan Johnson is the type of player that were really effective in Brentford. For Brentford in Frank's system.
I think those players are wilting in the spotlight a little bit. They're like spinach. They're like spinach in a frying pan.
Do you agree with this, Jim? Brentford would be happy. They're fine with that performance last night. 2 shots on target in 90 minutes, but they got the result. That's their job done, isn't it? It isn't job done for Spurs.
No, that's different. Yeah, and I think Thomas Frank's fully accepting of that
I can do better then.
The difference in that, and I think he'll be fully aware that this needs to be better. But I think, I would stick with. There are cracks, but I wouldn't sack.
It's early doors, isn't it? It's early doors.
You probably don't want to hear this, by the way, but I just because I got it up because I was thinking as you took Vicario is post-shot expected goals third best in the league, third highest in the league. Right.
Distribution, one of the best in the league.
Right, so I mean.
No, Jim, he's not. He's a good goalkeeper.
But you said he keeps making mistakes.
No, he makes mistakes kicking out with his left foot. It's a problem that everyone's noticed, and when you see it, but he isn't a bad goalkeeper.
Okay.
He is a bit irritating though. He's just got an irritating way about him. Complaining about the Newcastle fans last night. Someone threw something in him.
Oh yeah.
Referee, this happened twice. I'm not doing it. Just fucking get on with it.
Do you know? I don't want to shame him in any way, but I'm about to probably. And I think I have the same problem. His eyes are a little bit seem really close together.
His ears are quite big as well. He looks
a bit like a mouse.
Yeah, he does. Interesting. So, just final thing on Spurs, mate, is at half time, the players are doing this thing where they wait for each other on the edge of the pitch and walk off together.
Right.
And I don't really understand why they're doing it. I think. For me, when I've seen it previously, it was almost like they're giving themselves a team talk because they don't want to hear what Frank has to say. I don't think it's that. I think it's like showing the unity.
Right.
So I was listening to Troy Deeney.
Oh, God.
And you can imagine how you feel. He goes, that is pathetic. He goes, if you're together, be together, demonstrate it with your performance. You don't need to huddle up and then walk off together. He said,
that's somewhat
absolutely pathetic. And I was like, nodding along really.
Because I generally like the rugby teams, like the whistle goes and they run in, they sprint in because they're not tired. I like that.
Get in there.
So Frank, you got to stick with him. And maybe Amorim, I don't know if Amorim's fixed it yet, but is this a new bit as well? Somehow. What have been your somehows of 2025? Because somehow Amorim is going to make it to 2026. And for me, I'm like, well done, Man United. I like it. I like that you stuck with someone there. Well done.
They do that. And more than any other club, they stick with their man, even if it's obviously incorrect. Like Ten Hag, they stuck with him through thick and thin. And their fans, the ones that go and the ones that you hit, not random guy on Twitter, generally they were backing of Ten Hag and they're backing of Amorim. There will be people out there say he's not good enough for the job, but as a fan base, the feeling you get from them is that they back him. If the feeling you get from Arsenal fans through the 6 years of Arteta is that there are significant parts of that where they wanted him gone, whereas Man United and Amorim, even for me outside looking in, going, he hasn't. He could do good somewhere and probably would do if he went back to Portugal. He might be the right manager for someone, but this doesn't feel right. I was speaking to Adam McCauley yesterday, And he was like, yeah, but I don't know. We should see where this goes. And I'm like,
I like it.
That.
I respect it too. Stephen Webster says, stay. I don't know if you're a Man United fan, Stephen, but staying at 3 at the back against Everton was a nail in the coffin for me. Yeah, I mean, it felt like a mistake.
But when does he never play? When does he ever play anything other than the 3 at the back? Why in that moment is he? I know I get they're down to 10 men, but he's not going to. It shouldn't be a surprise that they. Jim, just quickly, sorry to interrupt, and this is good podcasting, but can you send me?
You didn't actually interrupt. You were making a point and stopped it, so you kind of interrupted yourself. Just so you know, for next time.
So I power mute myself.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
I was speaking. I went, sorry to interrupt. It doesn't make any sense. any sense at all. Can you send me a link to the YouTube?
Oh, God. Good God. Whilst I'm doing that, can everyone go in the chat and just say happy birthday to our beloved Queen, Catherine, whose birthday is, I don't know if it's going out today or tomorrow, but regardless.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. That's Stevie Wonder's best tune. That's your hero. Unbelievable, really.
It's not his best tune. That one's for Nelson Mandela. We that's an Allcott tradition. We always, whenever we call each other, we go. Ba, 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 ba. We don't say it. We play them song. Anyway, Jim Big Laugh Award. Oh, actually, quick fire football chat. Man City Fulham. We touched about it a second. Amazing game. Bloody loved a bit of Fulham there. Man City, good fun as well. Haaland, 100 goals, absolute freak. In 111 games, that's mental.
Do you know, it is mental, but then Shearer didn't do it as quickly, obviously, because we know that. But it was only like 13 games more it took Shearer.
Really? So, I think I've said this before. He was, before he did his knee or he did something to his leg.
No, he did.
92, 93 season. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I think he did that. I think that was a bit later. I think he did that too. I can't remember.
I thought you had 2. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
Anyway, when he was at Blackburn, he was disgusting. So yeah, that does make sense. I just was thinking about this. Who's your most loved player that's not a Spurs player? I think there's the 2 most loved players in the Premier League, regardless of who you support. I think are these 2 names. Ready? Eze. And I know I'm biased, but I do think everyone seems to love him, aside from you, obviously. But probably above that, probably the most loved player who I just really want to do well, is Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah. Is there a more loved player than Jack Grealish in the Premier League?
He just wants to play, Jim.
Just let him play. He just loves the manager to pieces. He just wants to play.
He wants to play. I like him a lot, Jack Grealish. He's a good man. He's a good man as well. Always talks brilliantly. And do you remember the kind of like media pylon when he was a kid? Because he kept getting pissed and was found drunk in the streets of Magaluf.
Good lad.
As so many young lads do. Not to say that it should be celebrated, but he just wanted to be a normal lad who was great at football and a hero to the Villa fans.
He's just a good bloke. Yeah.
And then when you listen to him talk, you're like, what? He's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely man.
Lovely man.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm with you there, Jim. Chuck.
And just so we can have a pure cut-off point from football chat. Are Chelsea in the title race?
Yes, they are in the title race, and it's weird what 2 weeks can do, because 2 weeks ago, before the Barcelona results and before managing to negotiate that Arsenal tie, can I just say, what a game? Like, it's tough for me because I want both teams to lose, but I want Arsenal to lose a bit more. And I thought, when the sending off happened, which you can't argue with really,
no,
although it's a discussion about what should constitute a sending off, but in the modern era, when your studs are up and they go down onto
it's in the middle of the pitch. There's zero need for him to be making contact with the player. Zero.
Hold on, Jim. But if he wins the ball and they break, then there's every need.
No, but he needs to win the ball. You win the ball. There's no need for him to be. You can win the ball, make a tackle without getting the play.
He was going for the ball. Mourinho kicked. I'm not saying it was a sending off. I think we're agreeing, but we're arguing because there was no ill intent. She wasn't out of control. When the way it landed down, it looked awful. Don't get me wrong, and you can break someone's ankle like that. But sometimes that shit happens in football. I think he approached the tackle in the right way.
I think you
And
can make
Mourinho
that
did
same
quality to
tackle
actually-
and be half a yard, like a third of a yard further back, and you'd still win the ball, and you wouldn't be going over someone's ankle. That's my view on it.
Okay. I'm fine with that as well. So it was a sending off, and I'm thinking if the game's done, and their performance after the sending off was just they were great before it, but afterwards it was just that was what was really impressive. And Arsenal played their part as well to make that a game that was so interesting. And it was a throwback. It felt like I was watching the game sort of in the mid-noughties, maybe early sort of, what do you call these? Teenies. So what is that what you say?
Yeah.
The 11s.
Yeah, noughties and yeah. I bet there's always a struggle with that because in the what do you call them then? In the 1910s? Is that what they called it?
The 10s, the 20s.
The 2010s. 2010s?
In the 10s. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, of course it is. The 10s. In the 10s, there was there was lots of that. I think about the battle of the bridge between Tottenham and Chelsea and all that sort of stuff. And it all went a little bit technical and soft. And I just thought that, and it's not just that. I think there's a lot of needle in the Premier League at the moment. There were moments where a player goes down. The amount of times I've seen players lean over and scream at a player that they've just chopped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kukurea was that, wasn't he? Him and Madueke were having a lot of chat. I think I lip read Madueke going, I'm going to get you. As in, like, I'm going to beat you. And I love that. I think we saw that's the seed of a rivalry. Proper rivalry. Yeah.
Of it coming back.
Yeah.
So that's really good to see. So 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't be talking about Chelsea as a title contender. I spent a lot of time with Rory Jennings yesterday, and we talked about this, and he believes that they can challenge. And there's been a change in Maresca in how he's talking about what these team can do. And I know there's criticisms about how Chelsea have gone about their business, and there will always be criticisms about how the success that Chelsea have achieved, and so there should be. But if they win the league, if they beat this Arsenal side and win the league with a squad that young, that is some achievement.
Yeah. I feel like they were. I feel like something will get in the way, and it feels like it feels like when Arsenal burst on the scene a little bit, maybe not to the same exuberant extent, but that first year when Arsenal sort of started to like get amongst it, and then obviously they fell away, and the hindsight's obviously easy to call with that, but you kind of felt like, wow, this team's kind of going somewhere. Like, the thing will be interesting over the Christmas period, I think, because can they have the mental concentration to be able to grind through the Christmas period and that difficult January that Chelsea always seem to have? That will be on the minds of them. And as a young group, I think there's moments where you kind of, your sort of concentration slips as a group. And that's why Arsenal have been quite impressive with this year. So I think, I imagine they would fall away in like March or something like that. But there's talent-wise, that is a team that's like maturing and becoming very, very impressive. Physically impressive, aggressive, got talent as well. Players that can like
Esteval? Yeah,
I mean Esteval's as acclimatized to the Premier League, which I thought might be tricky that quickly, and I think it was the right decision to take him off because you needed a bit more of a physical presence, and bringing Garnacho on was smart because you got someone who last year was playing in a team that was kind of had five at the back, so he kind of knew what to do to help out the team from a defensive point of view. But Esteval's so exciting, so talented, and his ability to dribble with two players like doubling up on him and then kind of going, he sort of slows them down and then goes in between the two of them a lot of the time. He's for his age, it's a joke. He's an absolute joke. That squad is as I say, like once they get to like 25, 26, there's going to be a 4-year period where they're right up there. Because the churn as well, the churn of Chelsea, I think that's dead now. Like you might have some sort of fringe players, but the bulk of that 15, 18, you want to keep. Also, let's say 23, you know 18 you want to keep because you go, these are good and they're only going to get better. So none of those guys are changing, and so the chemistry is going to go through the roof. And if Caicedo can learn from silliness like that, in my opinion, you got Cole Palmer coming back, and I'm intrigued to see how good Pedro can be. Like if they get a striker and be that Pedro going up or Delap being good enough, or they go and get someone else who I think they were linked with Guirassy. If they get Guirassy, He's so good, like as a target man.
It's interesting. He's
They
a
really
bit more like
fly.
a bit like Jamie Vardy. His trajectory, isn't it? Because he's kind of he's 30 already.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's kind of it's taken 3 or 4 years to. And he just exploded into this.
Is he Vardy scoring goals in Serie A?
I know it's quite. It's. I mean, I've got no time for the man, but it is quite nice.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I think technically they are, but if that when it, and you can hold me to this, Chelsea fans, if they don't win it, I won't say they bottled it. All right. Right, Jim Big Laugh Award. It's time for the funny stuff. Marcus Kimber. So these are nominees. Flav, you can choose which one wins the Jim Big Laugh Award this week. The horns reach somewhere deep in my soul. From the ancient monolith it creates to the sudden craving for Lincolnshire sausages that overwhelms me. Truly the battle cry of the slug community.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking about this the other day, like the mentalness of this moist and dry slug thing.
I feel that I'm normalised to now. Are you?
Yeah. It's like it's nothing. It conjures unless what I did when I was driving, and you know when in times you're sort of driving on autopilot, and your mind just starts to wander.
Bit scary,
and for some reason, it wandered to this situation of the moist and dry slugs, and while it's on a daily basis, someone will tell me either through a DM message on Instagram or on Twitter or wherever it was, we could be talking about complete second. Oh, what do you think of this? By the way, dry slug. Sorry, or I'm a moisty. So a friend of ours, a friend of mine, Joe, I did some work with him recently. Lovely lad. I don't know if he listened to this, but he might do. He was on a night out with two other lads. For some reason, this podcast came up. He said, I know Flav, I've done some work with him this year. They were like, wow, you have to send him this, which was a picture of them subscribing and becoming moisties.
So, right. So we secured the bank there and then, did we? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was that. It was on a night out in the middle of, I think he lives in fucking Blackpool or somewhere, right? A night out, a meeting. Have you got a picture there?
Yeah, I've got it. Here it is. There you go.
There he is.
Love it.
Look at them. That's them signing up and becoming moisties. These two moisties say 12 Cumberland sausage in 4 minutes. No chance.
Good boys.
No chance, boys. But what even more mental than this is just they're on a night out. We've somehow come up and they've become moist slugs. Is that weird?
I'd love to hear the conversation of going, "Are you dry?" Yeah, I'm dry as well. But I mean, I've thought about it. But I sort of, well, maybe we should do it, man. Yeah, and you're a bit pissed, aren't you? Yeah, man, we should fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, links in the description, people. Get involved.
The conversation we're having, link is in the description. The conversation we're having, Jim, has never been had in the history of humanity. The sentence is, we went out on Saturday night and we were dry slugs, but we finally decided that we are moist slugs, has never been uttered by a human being in the history of man.
Love that. That's mad.
Legends.
Shout out to Conor McNamara. My Spotify Wrapped says I've listened to over 12,000 minutes of Jaffin this year. I'm going to a Spotify Wrapped luncheon tomorrow, actually. Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It should be, hopefully,
Can I come?
Might bump into Ben Foster. See if he's a dry or a moist slug. He'd be like, what, lad? So anyway, that was the first nominee. Second nominee is this, FKD. FKD said, when the pod gets on a run like this, it feels like I'm watching the World Cup. I sort of get what you mean, but I also don't get what you don't totally get what you mean. Like, it feels like I'm watching the World Cup. I'd like you to explain that, please. Eamon Madden, hello mate. My wife recently recommended a new light-hearted podcast to listen to. She felt she had to defend her recommendation on the basis that she thinks I only listen to serious topics such as politics, etc. I assured her with all my heart that I just spent 15 minutes of my afternoon watching a stranger from the UK attempt to eat 12 Cumberland big fellas. I can see in her eyes that she is already questioning the decision to spend the rest of her life with me. Recently married, I think, Eamon. Congratulations, mate.
Congratulations.
And even the grief. I know, and because obviously I'm going to show, we've also got some incredible things that people are hiding from their missus. One, which is unbelievable. I know I never have to hide my gorging from my missus. That woman has seen me, stoned, eating a jar of peanut butter by scooping it with my hand like Winnie the Pooh. I bought 18 sausages in an attempt to beat the challenge. Well, I don't know, why did you buy 18? I gave up after 8 in 10 minutes. And when she questioned my shopping, I said, I'm doing it for a football podcast. To which she said, oh yeah, the one you made a wok full of spag bowl for. What a keeper. Love that. Who's your winner of the Jim Big Laugh Award?
I like Eamon Madden, but there's something about the FKD.
Yeah, the World Cup one.
Is it like the start and we're building towards something? We know that we've like the Ainsley Harriott situation.
But I know they can. It's like instead of I know they can play, but I know they can eat with the Cumberland thing. Let's do great nicknames. Ben Sardery. 1 year at school. Our year at school was famous for strange nicknames. Some of my personal highlights: Batman, because his mum was called Robin. Stairs, because his mum fell down the stairs when we had friends over. I don't really get this next one. Paddy, because her dog ran away. Do you get it? No. Piglet, because his dad was a detective. and
quality.
And mine, in case you're wondering, was Shitler, because I grew up in Germany and had a shit in the woods on a camping trip once. Shitler.
That's quality.
And Ryan Hart said there was a kid that came into school with a new bag that his dad had bought him. He was forever known as Baghdad.
That's great.
Oh, a little interlude. I just want to show this if I can. Solo pint. We had a quick, nice, bit more of an emotional moment, and lots of lovely comments about the community last week, which is makes me wildly proud. And I love how much fun we have on the pod and how silly it gets. But we're talking about solo pints, and Flav went for a solo pint this week.
Mate. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
it gives me butterflies just thinking about it. I'm gonna have to do it before Christmas. I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah, but Jim, but this is what I'm saying. Like when we record on this podcast, it doesn't. We don't just hit stop and the podcast leaves us. We're thinking about it constantly all during the week. Me and Jim are chatting about the podcast during the week, not necessarily planning it, but just talking about stuff like this. And
no, absolutely not planning it.
Definitely not my case. I've never done, But I was just sitting there, and I thought to myself, I've got to go to the pub to book a table. And when I was there, I was like, I'm gonna have a solo pint. And it was lovely. I was just looking around the pub, and I had a few bits to do, phone calls to make, but generally, what a wonderful experience it was.
That's amazing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So Snow Dream messaged me. He said, "Dry slug it." You fucking
Fucking what? Yeah. We're reading your question. You're a dry slug, are you?
I wanted to send over my solo pint I took today, which I will show, and I appreciate, and I love it. But so you just sat there, then, are you? You just sat there. Anything you could be doing? I should be doing that. Maybe signing up to Patreon. Just the thought.
It would take you 2 minutes. It costs less than the pint you've just bought yourself. But that's not what this is about, right? That's not what this is about, is it, Jim? This is about celebrating. I feel
we're spoiling the bit. And here, you're right.
Yeah, you are. This is, it's not very Christmassy of you, is it? No. But this is about, supporting each other and enjoying and accepting being on your own as a positive and wholesome thing.
Love that. So yeah, 25 minutes in quite a calm, empty pub. He did realise that upon arrival. My gut feeling wasn't great, but I committed and even decided to raw dog the experience and not go on my phone, instead capturing the evidence. So here is well done, Snowdream. And a lot of people saying go to the cinema, or people talk about meditation, which that is I find very, very helpful as well. But also, or coffees as well. And here he is. I don't know if you've seen this, Flav. There he is. Brilliant.
Cheers, mate.
What a mate. Great song as well.
Good tune, mate.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
So well done, you. Yeah, keep doing your solo pints. I'm gonna do it at some point this week. That's the dream.
Yeah, I want to see it, Jim. I want to see it. And I don't have any photo evidence, but I'm going to do it again.
Take your word for it. So don't tell the missus. ADTU said, I sometimes turn off the Ring doorbell so my wife doesn't know I've ordered a burger for lunch when I'm working from home. Which is interesting.
I understand that. My wife wouldn't give a shit. She would not care if I ordered a burger for lunch. In fact, she'd say, "Oh, good, that's good."
Well, some of the replies, well, some were like, "Why are you turning it off? Are you afraid of like the judgment, or are you afraid that because you don't want to buy her one?" Is it that?
No, it is the judgment, and it's hard to describe where that comes from. It's like a lingering thing. Like my wife wouldn't judge me, but I would definitely hide eating a burger from lunch from her. But where does that shame come from?
I think deep down it's probably a personal one, but you just don't want it. You just don't want it acknowledged. Banner said, "My girlfriend drinks." Oh, this is brilliant. "My girlfriend drinks only bottled water, claiming all taps taste like crap. The sheer amount of plastic to recycle does my head in. I started to fill up old bottles with tap water and chuck them in the fridge. When she shouts for a bottle, I take the first swig so she won't notice the broken seal, and she's never noticed a thing. I'm saving the planet. My wallet, my sanity in one action." Amazing. She's not spotted it. I kind of want to call it, because surely she'd go get a bottle herself sometimes. But like, how much is this guy doing for her?
I don't know.
Just a thought.
I don't know. Yeah.
Tim Bark. Hi, Tim Bark. When I worked as a waiter, one guy came along and ordered dinner, ate it, and told me to keep it a secret. When he finished, his family turned up and he ordered the exact same meal. So he got there early. Had a meal, and then told the guy to keep your head down. And then his family rocked up and he had the exact same meal.
He just wanted 2 meals.
Yeah. And maybe just maybe there's a bit of solo pint energy in that as well. Just like I know, because, I know, like with your family, the meal in your head is not how it plays out. Because you've got to like, make sure your son's okay or whatever. And it can be a good bit stressful. Yeah. So maybe just wanted to enjoy the meal and then he'd get through the next meal. Amazing. MLO Melly 1994. Things I have from my missus. We usually have a bit of ice cream for dessert after dinner. Then she goes off and has a shower and gets ready for bed. While she's in the shower, I'll almost always have a whole another serving of ice cream. I'm supposed to be watching my weight. She's pretty good about budgeting, but so far she has not noticed our ice cream consumption is 33% too high month on month. And I'm terrified of the day she does. Now, this one is immense. And so I don't know how I feel about it. Right. Dan Reese. Things I hide from my missus. So not quite in the spirit of things, but I need to tell someone. Anytime I get change after a purchase, I scan for any 5p pieces and I keep them to one side. I then place them in and around my partner's possessions. Socks, lunchbox, sun visor, shoes, the more oddly random, the better. It started when she, brackets without my intervention, found a few 5p's in quick succession in odd places and made a remark about something spiritual sending her a message. It's been over 10 years now. She's gone as far as to speak to spiritualists and other mediums, but obviously never suspected it was her loving partner of 20 years. It's becoming harder to continue as we hurtle towards a cashless society. But I must continue as she's grown quite fond of her message from beyond our realm via those small silver coins.
Let's take for a moment that this is true.
Okay. I didn't think that, if I'm honest. I do think it is true.
You do. I'm not sure. I'm calling it. But in the spirit of this, I'll suggest that we don't call it. The question is, does he continue? How long? He has to now. And actually, she is gaining something from this, even though it's not true. Like, her faith is complete nonsense, right? Because it's based on these 5p pieces that her husband's been putting there for the last 10 years. However, it gives her something. He never needs to own up to this, does he?
Well, I mean, I think the problem here as well is he's deceiving her.
Yes, but in a way that enhances her life.
Yeah. So I think there's something there's this weird taste of betrayal in it. But it's also with the best intentions of like maybe she's having a tough week and then he just puts a 5p somewhere and she goes, "Oh, it's going to be okay." That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. And Jim, for me, this sits in the same ballpark as why the fact that we cancelled Lance Armstrong.
Mate, the amount of times you bring up this lad.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact that no one agrees with me.
Yeah.
But for people that are new to the podcast, riddle me this: as a society, we destroyed a man who had raised millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds in cancer research treatment. One of the most devastating things that can happen to a family, cancer, is terrible. But because he cheated at riding a bike, they destroyed him. Oprah Winfrey killed him. So all the great stuff he did with cancer is eradicated because $500 million dollars, right? But because he cheated at riding a bike, it's all over.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Hundreds of millions have been lost, haven't they?
We are
just because we couldn't play along. Yeah.
And it's not like it's football. It's fucking riding a bike. He cheated at riding a bike. Oh, I can ride a bike a bit faster than others. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Look at what the great stuff he's done.
The thing with this, I get your point, Dan. For Dan, I've been intrigued to know. 20 years you've been doing this, but you can't be dropping 5p's in every 2 weeks, can you? It's probably like a twice a year thing, maybe 3 times a year tops. Just find like a little 5p knocking about.
Yeah,
I think it's good that we've got a safe space that will keep this here, and hopefully. Your wife, I mean, you're probably pretty safe that don't listen to the podcast because I have read out your full name. But I mean, overall, you try and do the right thing. But it's something that you, I guess you'll sort of have to go to the grave with. Do you ever fear that you'll get dementia later on in life and you'll just reveal something like a white lie that you've been like keeping from your missus like that whole time?
Yeah, I mean, there's a risk. Although I've been around a lot of dementia in my family, so it will happen. I'd imagine if I'm lucky enough to live to that age and it doesn't hit me early. But you kind of don't do that. It's more nonsensical than that.
It's a relief.
Like you regress, you go backwards so that you live in different periods rather than start saying lies that you haven't told.
Okay, right, good. Not that I've got any. Right, and okay, it's sausage time. So. I hope everyone's kept it Cumberland this week. I'll show you this. Ollie messaged me on Instagram. Ollie Young, comedian. Oh, best of luck with your career. He said, "Hey Jim, long-time viewer, first-time messenger. Yeah,
that's a shame.
My mate,
that's a shame,
yeah,
Ollie.
David, I've showed it as well.
That's a shame. Don't even say it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Let's come off it. My mate managed 12 veggie Cumberlands in 3 minutes 30. I don't know if any of this is considered legal. Into your and Flav's mind, but I have the video should you still be interested in your own personal research. I replied saying it is 100% legal. Come on, Ollie, you know the rules.
The density, as someone who's eaten more than his fair share of veggie sausages, the density isn't even comparable.
Right. I thought that might be the case. He did it for the love of the game rather than the glory. I'll man up and attempt it myself when the missus is away. Yeah, are you going to do it? I was thinking of doing it. The missus is going on the Christmas weekend actually in a couple of weeks. I might do it then. Yeah. So is that also Mike from last week? Mad Mike. He replied. He said, "Yep."
Jim, why you eat meat? You like sausages. Why are you not involved in this?
Should I give it a go?
Definitely, mate.
I could give it a go, couldn't I? I'd be fascinated to see how I get on.
Would you? That is 800 grams of meat.
Watching people have a go. Watching people have a go is putting me off it. I'll be honest. More and more.
Just a quick question though: Would you tell Fam if you was doing it? Would she mind?
No, I don't think I would tell her.
What and why wouldn't you? What is it that you would hesitate to tell her?
It's almost like with Fam, it's like I can't be asked to bother her with it, and I also think the worst I'm getting is for God's sake, or the best I'm getting is okay. That's the best I'm getting. So what? It's not. I'm not enriched by it.
I get it.
She's not enriched by it.
Yeah. I get it. This is kind of beneath her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? By even bringing it up, what is going to happen?
What is it?
Like,
mate? What is it? That's it. That's the sentence. What is it? Yeah. So just it's all good. So what I loved about this is Mad Mike's. Again, I'll show. See if you guys can spot it as I'm reading out the first bit. So Mad Mike responded after his attempt last week. The pace wasn't there. We did sort of say maybe you're talking. I mean, we enjoyed the chat, but maybe we're talking a touch too much. And he said the full videos on his channel as well as me eating a kebab pissed. If anyone's interested, I'm a trailblazer of the finest sausages. Also, I spoke throughout because of my ADHD, and also I was bricking it. And lovely comments from people. No shame, says Oggy. You're a funny man. And I found this really funny. Bonjour said, I respect you for doing it, but I have serious questions about your form and technique. Mad Mike reply went, no questions at this time, please. Still mourning after last week's time.
I love Danny B just goes, respect.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on as well. Is that Danny B, who'd done it the week before, just felt like he wanted to sort of leave out the fist bump there.
Like your brothers in arms.
Yeah, brothers in sausages. Yeah, exactly.
Mate, become a part of that fabled group. Do the challenge.
Cumberland.
Yeah, is very good.
Thank you. Becumber one. Anyway, so this week we have Nate. Okay, Nate stepping up into the arena. Let me just find him. Now, Nate, I saw Nate's face. Oh, and I've actually messaged Nate to reply. Don't try not to look at it just yet, Flav, because don't spoil it. Okay, right. So Nate, I saw Nate, and I don't want to show his time either. Okay, there you go. Okay, right. So here's Nate. Now I saw Nate, and I thought, I know Nate, and so I scrolled up, and I saw that.
He's the
lad who ate the blackcurrant and corned beef sandwich in front of his mum. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Why were we getting people to do this?
I can't remember now. I think it was sort of weird things that went together. And he did blackcurrant and corned beef. He tried it once and then loved it. And then he did a video of it.
And he sat down with his mum and his mum went, yeah, if you like it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all
right.
So
he's a bit of an
here's Nate. Right. Now, what I will show is I'll sort of get to the fast pace of it. But here's Nate's 12 effort. And we have a new PB. We do have a new PB, which is exciting. But watch out for the technique.
Just got a packet there. I've gone for a nice little cheap American mustard as well.
Fine. That's fine.
Let's give it a go.
Right, watch this.
I don't know if you got enough there.
Watch.
2.
It's gone for a double dip.
But you know what? I've just realised. I think I might be able to give some advice.
Heavy dip there.
Yeah, I think you need the dip to work a bit. I think if you slightly overcook the sausages...
Why do you think you need the dip?
I think it just gives you a bit of moisture, doesn't it? It can be and an intrigue. Right. And, like an American mustard probably doesn't do that for you much. Like an English mustard will give you a little kick in the balls each time you keep you alive. Do you know what I mean?
Like a nice one.
Keep you alert.
So he went with the double sausage technique, and it paid dividends. But the overcooked could be an option as well, because this does. I don't think there's no way Mad Mike would be able to get 2 in his gob. There's no way.
No. And if you look at sort of competition eaters like Beard Eats Food or whatever he's called, he smashes as much food in as possible.
Right.
And it's almost like you're tricking your belly, because there's that moment you're full and you're like, I can't do anymore. But it takes a while for that feeling to hit. So you can smash loads of food. I think that's it. If you want to, I mean, he's doing well. He's doing really well. Minute 40 and he's gone through half the pack.
Exactly. So that worked. Are they finest? I'm going to say.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Maybe they are.
There's no problem with that. There's no.
No, they are finest, aren't they?
I think they've just. I think there's nothing wrong with his technique. I think actually they are a bit crispy, but they're not overcooked to the point where the middle seems fine.
I think what I will say for continuity as we look to move forward, because as you can see at 2 minutes 30, he's in the running here, and obviously the dream is under 4 minutes. But But I
Why
don't
is
think
that
it can't be any more
4
burnt
minutes
than
is
that.
impossible.
It can't be any more burnt than that. That's the rule.
Yeah, if
New
they're
rule.
black, new rule.
Yeah, tiny. So people are asking questions. Tiny sausages or massive hands? I don't know.
No, he did. He showed us the pack.
Hang on. Did the pack have 800? Was it 800 grams though? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, they don't have different sized finest sausages, do they? Or do they?
I don't know.
Cumberland.
Might have to come back to that. But he was keeping it Cumberland. So anyway, look, he's getting 3 minutes 35, and he's 3 minutes 30, and he's on to his line or two, and he has a little glance here, and he thinks he's got a real chance here. And then he hit. Look, see the shake of the head. He's starting to hit a wall.
This is sensational work.
He's shaking, but he's close. He's got a real. So he's not hit the 4 minute mark, and it's starting to hurt. Right. But he's done brilliantly there, and he dipped on every single.
Oh, he's also
instance. Right.
He's done it, mate.
Well, I mean, we want to get it in under 4, so he's not done it, Flav.
But he's certainly the PB.
Certainly the PB so far, so he's got it in there now. Just needs to get it down.
How
now,
long?
Watch closely now.
You can't put that much meat in your gob without it. He nearly had a.
We've got a new PB. He's nearly sick there. Because look, he goes to have a drink. He goes to have a drink and he can't. There's no room. And then he panics. And then he's nearly sick. Yeah. Anyway, he gets that one down.
How does he feel? Does he talk about how he feels? Hang on. What is the official time here?
Yeah. Here we go.
He's still going.
I think he's had that because he had that in his mouth for ages.
It's just he gets to the point where it's just too much.
Yeah. It's a
That's
good
fair.
550. Yeah, 548.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
Not happy with that, he says. He's not happy.
I mean, that's not bad. It's the best.
It's the best so far. So congratulations to Nate. He said, probably need a VAR check at the 5 minute mark. I asked about the technique.
Fine. That's fine.
And I asked him what he said after he was nearly second. He said, I said, this is pathetic. He really felt like he'd let himself down. I think he did all right.
No, it's fine.
He did well. So yeah, there we go. New PB, 548.
Let's see what you got then. See what you got.
Thanks for watching. Get yourself an Aura frame. Honestly, they're class. They are really, really good.
Let's have a little look at it.
She is. Look, there's me and Glenn Murray and me and Nada Manua. We'll pop them in as well.
Nice.
So yeah, get Aura frames. Links in the description. It's a tap-in. Honestly, really is a tap-in. And be sure.
35 quid off as well.
Get your things you're hiding from people. Solo pints, and make sure you keep it Cumberland. All right. Right. Have a great weekend. See you later.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Bye.